Welcome back to another home renovation video. In this video, we start up our kitchen. So the dining room is finally done, which means we get to move into renovating the kitchen. Just like how we started with the dining room, we're gonna be stripping all of the texture from the ceiling. And now that we have a little bit of experience, I feel like it'll kind of fly by a little bit faster than it did last time. The first thing we need to do is remove all of this little wallpaper strip across the kitchen. We're also removing this trim up here, the blinds, and then this entire corner cabinet over here. Another one of the blinds up here, and another one of these pieces. And we're gonna have to remove all of these lights running along the kitchen, as well as the main ceiling fan and light fixture.
We love your comments.
All of this for one light, and we still got these. So we've got everything taped off. We've got a whole Dexter situation going on in here. So next step is we're gonna remove all of this texture, except this time around, we're gonna be a little bit more careful to not scuff or go too deep and just to remove the texture. That way our work, unlike last time, will probably be
A little bit easier.
just a little bit easier. We've got just about every bit of texture off of the ceiling in the kitchen. We've also removed the tape That was along here because it was cracking, and along here because it was cracking too. We also had a little bit of a mishap where all of this started falling, so we had to duct tape the shit out of it all the way around the kitchen. So now that we've got all of the texture off of here, it is back to the drywall sanders, and we're gonna get this nice and flat, and then we'll start filling up all the spots that need to be filled up, add the tape and whatnot, and then we can move on to relocating these lights over here. Almost forgot about that. So now we've got a completely flat and leveled ceiling. Next, we need to start filling up these holes for the new lights. So the holes for the lights that I removed come into contact with this line right here. This line is where the crown molding is going to be. Our new lights are flat LED lights, and they're a little bit smaller than the hole that's up here. What we plan on doing is basically having the light be right here on the outer part of this circle, which means we need to fill this entire part of this circle here, just like that. So what we're gonna do is completely cover this entire section. We're gonna mark out a template over here where the new lights are gonna be. That way when we mud over everything, we don't lose the position of where we want the new lights to be. Already kind of started the process on this one. We basically just have this little board back here. Then we have a drywall cutout that we're gonna put right up in here. And then we're gonna have to fill all of that with mud. This one's getting completely filled and then just sanded. The process is gonna be a little bit different for these ones and all of these. We're gonna have to drill a new hole into where the previous hole was.
We love your comments.
Okay, so it's a few days later. All of the mud that we put up to cover up where the holes were took a few days to dry because we had to make it pretty thick. So now what we've done is mark where the new holes need to be. So next, what we need to do is drill through our marked holes. And once we have everything drilled out, we can start priming. Got our new holes drilled out all throughout the kitchen. We've just finished putting up primer around these holes, and all that's really left for now is coating the entire ceiling in primer. right, here's where we are at now. We've got a completely flat ceiling at this point. There's a few spots that we had to patch up with some mud. We also took a little bit of a detour. We went ahead and stripped all of the paint from this entire section up here, added some more mud where we needed it, and then we can sand all of this down, go over these little sections over here, and then we can start putting up all of our crown molding. Just finished installing this recessed light here. Before I do the rest of them, I want to show you how easy it was. So this is the next one that I'm working on over here. The kit that we got is pretty straightforward. It's got a junction box and then a connection for the lights, as well as light temperature control. So you can choose anywhere from 2700K up to 6000K. And that's just basically the warmth of the color. 6000 would be very, very white and blue. 2700 would be very yellow. We're going with 3000 because that's what's gonna match the dining room. Wiring this up was pretty easy. Once you get the wires out from up here, just make sure that you wire everything accordingly. And then we just close this up, tuck it back up in here, and then connect the light. Push it in, just like that. Like that. Just finished getting the rest of these lights put up too, and over here, and this last one over here too. this video? Ceiling in the kitchen is finally done, and just like the dining room, it's been a lot of work, but it's definitely been very, very rewarding. So throughout the entire video, you've seen the amount of work that we've put in. I'm gonna recap everything real quick and show you what we've done. So the first order of business was removing all of the texture from the ceiling. As you can see, we flattened everything out and it's nice and smooth. We also added our crown molding, which matches the crown molding that is in the dining room, which will eventually be in the living room and the rest of the house as well. Installed all of our recessed lights, which was quite the process. We had bigger holes up here that we had to patch up and then drill new holes into and then wire up these new lights. And then the final touch was our main light fixture. This light originally came in like a brownish bronze. We just took it apart and painted it. We just spray painted it black and it matches the medallion perfectly. We also added some nice warm lights in there, really soft, dark, and elegant feel.
Especially once everything is all black.
Right, so what is the next step?
Well, we have a few spots, like over here, where we just gotta patch up the wall, sand some stuff down, where like this was not painted, and then we can paint the walls black. And then we can paint the cabinets black, and then we can get the insides of them
Whoa,
stained.
okay. Let's not get too excited, otherwise we're gonna stay up all night. All right, that is gonna be it for this video. So far, we're really loving how the kitchen is turning out. Can't wait to see this done. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next home renovation video.